Alright, I'm going to continue on with one more segment, and we're going to concentrate on the diagram here. Alright? Now I'm going to say, suppose we want to start on a root here. And then we have our shapes here too that we also do. We want to show that there's also the D shape, okay? So we've got the D shape too. Now we've got all our shapes right here, and we've got everything on this fretboard pretty much. It's gone through all the shapes, even one to boot. So suppose we want to start on the root. So we're going to use an E shape. Suppose we're going to stick to pentatonic, okay? Pentatonic is going to not have the 4th or the 7th. Anywhere you see a 4 or 7, just ignore it. So we start on the E shape root. We go, what's E shape root do? It goes a short and 2 longs right there, okay? So it's got the top of that R2, that's why we start on the R, and then 2 longs. So we go R2, 3, 5, 6 root. 3, 5, 6 root, okay? From there, maybe we want to do another one starting from there. So we do the same thing, R2, 3, 5, but now there's the warp, the tuning warp between strings 4 and 5. So the 3, 5, 6 R is warped over 1. We do that because we know the shape of the thing where it's supposed to be R2, 3, 5, 6 R. Remember, the warp is going to hit early every time you start one of these patterns from a string that is not its home string. It's going to be the same thing if you started from the bottom. Anytime you started from string 2, 3, 4, or even 5, the warp is going to hit early. So you just warp with it. You warp with it at that point. So here we've got the R2, the 3, 5 warp into a 6R. Okay, what is that? That tells us we're in a D shape right here. Why? Ignoring the 4, we've got the 3, 5, 6 R. 3, 5, 6 R is a stack of 2 long in the D. Alright? So we're in the D shape right there. So we do the 3, 5, 6 R. Now what do we do? Okay, we're in a D shape, so we could continue on up for the rest of the D shape, which would be the 2 and the 3, okay? Now let's say we want to just do a little diddly here, you know, 3, 4, 3, 4, or something like that, or 3, 5, 3, 5. Then we want to continue on from there. We want to start maybe on a 2, or let's say we want to start on a 4 or a 5. What shape starts on a 4 and a 5? Okay, nothing really starts on a 4, although we could start on a 5 on the A. So we could go 2, 2, 3, and then bend that note or something to the 4, and then come down and start the whole thing again from this 5 down here. So we've connected a 3 with a 5 down here, and we're going to do the A shape from there. So we do this A shape. It's going to be 5, 6, root 2. That's the top part of an S3S, 5, 6, root 2, because the bottom part, remember, according to the traveling patterns, is below the horizon. It's sunken, you know. So we got the top part of that, and then we could go into a 3, 5 there. Now, instead of going to the 6R here, we could go to the 5, 6 there and go into another A shape. So it would be 5, 6, R2, but then the 3 would warp. All right? So instead of going up to that 3, we could just go over to this 3. And as you know, if you have this in your mind, 3 starts a C shape. So at that time, we could start a C shape, which is 2 longs right there. Okay, a stack of 2 long, 3, 5, 6 R. The C shape is 3, 5, 6 R. So we go into a C shape. We go our 3, 5, but the 6 R warped. Now we're back in the D shape. Okay, but there's an R2 there. Okay, so we could just jump down to this R2 if we didn't want to go to this R2. You know, that kind of thing. So you jump around like that, starting the cage shape from the starting point. So let's say I start with a C. Okay, that takes me to the 5th. Now say I want to pretend I want to start an A shape from there. So I got the 5. Okay, so it goes like this. Then start the 5. Okay. Okay, now we're on the 3 shape. I could start a C shape somewhere. Now you know C has the 2 longies on the bottom. Okay. Okay, this is a G shape. Starting from the 6th, you do a long and a short. You're going to go into a stack of 3 long there. It's just the top part of an S2L there, right? So we go. Okay, right now we're on the 6th right here. We want now we could take that 6 anywhere. The 6 starts another G. We could start another G, so we could go. Now, if you showed me that 3 years ago, I'd say I'll never in a million years be able to do that. But I can do it. And the way that I did it was I derived it a few. And again, you just go around and do the different shapes, starting them from different whatever chord whatever step of the scale you're on, So, and then from this you just do maybe a different one. I mean, it's ultra simple on the piano. That's why I never played pentatonics on the piano, but it sounds really cool on the guitar. But what I wanted to show you was how I rendered. How did I learn that? How did I learn that? Okay, that that wrong way. That wrong way. How did I learn that? I'll get it back. It's not back that far. It's not back that far. We're getting closer. Getting warmer. Getting warmer. Getting warmer. Here it is. How did I learn that? I believe that this is the chart. The chart. We better make sure we get to the right rendering chart. Okay. This is it, because we got both of them, so we know we're gonna get to the right one. This is it. It's called the Start Cage Scale from Any String Rendering Chart for Warp Cage Shapes. That's how I learned it. And what did it mean? It means everything's the same on the first string. C is the C, C is C, 3, 4, 5, root, longy into a shorty, warped, and then if I start a C shape from the second string, it becomes an E. I did this 30 times. I did it 30 times and wrote down on a piece of paper what shape it became. That's how I started it. So the C shape starts on the E. We'll do the high one, it's easier for me. But if I start that same shape from the second string, ignoring the notes are important though, it becomes an E. Excuse me. If I do the same C shape, it'll become an E shape. Now, how does that work? If I do the C shape from the second string, it becomes an E. It is. It does become an E shape. That's amazing. So that's the way it goes. That's how I started it, and that's how I learned it. And